My name is Kat Courtney, and I've been leading plant medicine retreats for a gazillion years, it feels like now. And by far, the biggest priority that I have in facilitating these medicines is that I really deeply want to create a sense of safety for all participants. That safety has to be rooted in my promise to each participant that I can sit in the integrity and the spaciousness of holding if they don't feel safe. And I am happy to report that it doesn't happen that often, but it definitely happens that people don't feel safe in my container. And it happened recently in a retreat that I held where several participants didn't feel safe because I ran a workshop and it kind of went sideways. And some pain and contraction in me prevented me from creating the safety that these people deserved. And it was really humbling, really painful to hear that I wasn't able to create a true sense of safety. So I had two choices in receiving that information. I could have either defended, contracted, gone into a spiral of lack of self-worth and tried to make them wrong and all of the things that we often do when our egos are wounded. And trust me, it was tempting. That availability was very magnetic. And then the other option was to say, oh my God, thank you for sharing. I see and feel what you are going through, to validate, and their perspectives were completely valid. I chose the latter, and I'm so grateful that I did, and I stayed curious of what can I do to co-create safety with these people? Thankfully, we had several more days of the retreat left. And so I leaned in and asked questions and talked with them and showed up as best I could as someone that gave a shit that they didn't feel safe, that they didn't feel seen, that their voices didn't feel like they mattered. And within a span of a few days, by owning it publicly within the group, by asking for feedback and understanding how and why it happened, I think I was able to create that safety by the end of the retreat. I'll let the people who were involved be the true judges of that, but it feels as though that occurred, at least as best I could to course correct. And I bring this up because this topic of safety, it is such a tricky one when we are holding space for other people. We cannot, in any integrity, guarantee that we are safe for all people or any one person. The only thing I know I can guarantee is that if somebody has this kind of experience of not feeling safe, that I can validate it, that I can lean in. I channel my inner buffalo. Buffaloes run into the storm. And to say, yes, I see your point of view, your perspective, your experience matters, and what can I do differently? Basically to learn and to grow from the experience of not creating that safety. And so this is now a core thing that I encourage people to be discerning about when they sit in plant medicine ceremonies, when they trust anybody with their vulnerability, is to see if the person has the maturity to admit when their humanness, their shadow is showing. It's by far the sexiest, safest, most important human trait, at least for me, is can you own your shit? Because we're all gonna show our shadows. We're all going to be imperfect, and nobody is safe for everyone. It is those moments of receiving that information that somebody doesn't feel safe where you don't go into a spiral of shame, but you can go into the curiosity of how to make it better. One of the participants said to me at one point, something along the lines of can I share how angry I am with you? And I remember saying, yeah, of course you can, because I'm not angry with me. And that was this huge light bulb moment later on for me to recognize that self-love, my love of myself, of knowing, okay, I'm not perfect, but I mean well. And because I love myself in that way, I wasn't angry with myself to hear that somebody was angry with me. And so I was spacious enough to hold that. So not only obviously did that feel good for me, it felt wonderful for that participant that then didn't have to feel bad hurting my feelings that they were hurt. Because I could just show up fully and say, tell me what you're experiencing. And that was a huge learning moment too for me of wow, this foundation of self-love, it isn't just about self-love, is it? It's also about safety and spaciousness for other people. So safety is not perfection. It is maturity It is a true sense of empathy and caring for the other person's experience. And it is the integrity of saying, yeah, I see your experience is real and valid, and I want to learn and I want to do better. Again, not from shame, but from responsibility and from love. Love for ourselves and love for the people that we get to navigate these spaces with. So that's my definition of safety. If yours differs, please leave a comment. Make sure to follow Plant Medicine People for future content like this. And be safe out there, everyone. Much love.